Hello everyone. Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing today? I hope everybody's doing good. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Give me a 5 by 5 if you can. Okay, thank you. So we're going to start. All right, so let's do our bias first. We already have more than 100 people here already. So let's do the bias. There's nothing much on weekly chart other than these weeks. So those who know, these type of weeks are high probability for support because we usually find order block, breaker, mitigation block at these weeks, inside these weeks. So we're gonna keep an eye on this, but we have more important PDAs on lower time frames. So daily chart, tapped into this fair value gap, and we also got support from this order block week. So don't necessarily need to come all the way down here. This gap is also covered with this week, right? So I think this is gonna be working as a breakaway gap. It worked as a breakaway gap previously, and still expecting this to remain unfilled. And price don't have to like tap into the body of the order block to get support. So it's okay if it does get support from the week here. Alright, so from daily chart, I'm gonna take this. We went below previous daily candles low. We are bullish, so if we go below previous daily low, that becomes a signature for us to continue trending higher again. So let's see what we do here. And from daily chart, taking this fair value gap, and nothing else here. On 4 hour, we have a target. This is very likely gonna be our high probability target. The high of the CB. Low of the CB. And that's it. That's the only thing I'm gonna take from the 4 hour chart. When price is like trading here, that's when we can expect to see resistance from here. But first, price will have to come to this level at 24.94. On hourly chart, we have more targets. Another unfilled fair value gap. We have a week that has no price action inside it. So we can expect to see price trading into this week first before pushing higher. This week. That's what we saw yesterday, right? Price. We measured the week, news week from hourly chart, and price rejected from the lower quadrant. Remember yesterday? So that's what we do when we see a week like this. We measure it, and usually the high probability support comes from consequent encroachment, but it can also come from the upper quadrant. Yesterday, the resistance came from the lower quadrant. So not necessarily like price will have to reject from consequent encroachment all the time. This, not expecting like price to go below this upper quadrant. Remember, we measured this from hourly candles week. We tapped into this rejection block of hourly candles. I think it's just returning back to like have some price action inside this week. Now on lower time frame, this week we'll have price action. 15-minute week rejection block starting at upper quadrant. And okay, so that's the consolidation phase, right? Now once price closes a body above this here, this range, this is gonna be our high probability support area. So once we see a closure above, right, that's gonna be the last line of defense to expect higher prices. If price breaking this, like this area here, can we see it on 5-minute? Yeah, this area here. So dense consolidation phases like this gets used by price like support to get support to push higher. So price does accumulation, right? So at news, price generated prior news, price generated target in both direction, buy side, sell side. At news, it delivered sell side, then came back up, right? So when price does that, after clearing sell side, returns back to the buy side. So now sell side is cleared, right? So most of the liquidity towards sell side is delivered. We also tapped into a higher time frame bullish PDA. So suppose we had liquidity below here still, that's when I would have expected to see lower price action. All right, so I hope you understood. This is where I'm expecting support. And let's take a look at the 1-minute chart. We're gonna keep 5-minute chart here. We have a nice breaker block. Now, is my stream lagging? Some of you are complaining it's lagging. Guys, let me know in the chat if you see any lag on stream. Okay, so I wanna tape read this one. This order block, alright. Looks like to me we are gonna get support from here. So I like to see price closing a body above. We already got our signal for a long from here. See price respecting this breaker. Price also respecting order block here. Bullish order block. And we also generated a couple of relative equal highs, right? Also inside our 850 macro, it's lagging, really? But what I want to see, alright, what I want to see, price action inside this week. Yeah, it's my Wi-Fi that's causing problem. I want to see price closing a body above. Those who are having problem, kindly refresh the page, check your Wi-Fi, because from my side I can see it's good. And also someone's telling like increase the speed of the stream to 1.25x, and I think it will be better. Now YouTube promises to give a 3 to 5 second delay It depends on your internet, but from here, if your internet is good, you will get 3 to 5 seconds of delay. I see a long here, but I'm gonna wait as we don't have any price action inside this week from hourly chart. Or do we have some price action? Okay, we retested the week, but still not at the quadrant level, right? We still haven't tapped into this upper quadrant or the consequent encroachment. If you see it, you can take it on your demo like this. Alright, but I'm gonna wait. I prefer to wait a little bit more. Just gonna outline so that you know what I have on my mind. Similar to this is what I'm expecting. Also inside a macro that I don't really usually go for a trade, I wait. I like most of the time I pass this macro. 850 to 910. I see this macro as an accumulation macro. Price majority of the time just chops inside this macro. So that's another reason I'm avoiding this. And it chops to generate target for 930. Alright, so majority of I don't think like I have ever taken any trade for probably one in last 5 or 6 months on stream. So I think you guys you can understand how low probability this macro is to me. So see, even after price activated this order block, right? It still came lower. So that's why I'm still waiting for it, waiting for price to tap into this week, and then expect support. And as you can see, price left this target, right? Price generating more targets in a form of trend line liquidity. If you put a trend line, you can see it's working. Last line of defense to this bullish scenario are these order blocks. These two. Seems like price respecting it, right? So I will let price accumulate and generate more targets inside this macro. And from my experience, I want to wait until we get inside 920. I think we don't have any news today. Oh, we got one at 10. UOM consumer sentiment. Still respecting the bullish scenario that I want to see. This breaker is still getting respected. But look how price behaved inside this 10-minute, inside this 20-minute range. Right, 850 to 910. This is the price action that we had. So that's the reason that I don't trade this macro. Compared to other macros, this one has less volatility, less volume inside. Pushing higher. So eventually the bullish scenario worked out. Last line of defense got respected here, this order block. Still not something that I would like to take. We close the body above again, right? So I think this is the time for us to push higher now at this candle. So remember the scenario I showed you, a bullish scenario with this target, with a stop in mind at this order block. Getting support. This candle showed willingness to go higher. Same here at this candle. On 3-minute chart, we're expecting a nice order block. This one. Yes, I do, Red Rover. And there was a nice setup from the breaker block, right? Right after the news. There's the entry that I took from this breaker block right after the news. So yes, I do, but not so often. I focus more on like 10 to 11, that this 1 hour time period. This 1 hour provides like more consistent setups, like from 9:50 you will see setup there. You will see setup at 9:40 macro, in 9:20 to 9:40 macro, then 9:50, then 10:20 and 10:50. So you got 4 macros to trade from, to choose your trade. And pre-New York session, we have 7:20 to 7:40 macro high probability, 7:50 macro, and I look at these macros when we don't have news at 8:30. When we have news at 8:30, prior 8:30, everything is low probability. So see, they left more relative equal highs, right? And we're getting near to our 9:30 macro. And what do we know? What does 9:30 do? 9:30 goes for the stop, right? And seems like we generated enough stop towards sell side and towards buy side. So as I'm bullish, as I want to see be a bullish scenario, I prefer price clearing this sell side liquidity before pushing higher. Otherwise, when price generates target in both direction and it's not clear, if one side is not clear prior 930, 930 will like deliver both side. So I wanna see one side getting cleared, and then we're moving towards the opposite direction. It's also gonna be more high probability if we are tipping into these quadrant levels here. Upper quadrant, consequent encroachment. So I hope you understood why I avoided this scenario, because of this low probability condition. Price did this many times prior, so that's why I told you my experience telling me not to do anything inside 850 macro. Otherwise, it was a nice signal to get in from this order block. Price also was at discount of the range. Is that 5-minute SMT with ES? 5-minute SMT. I think we have a 1-minute SMT with ES and Dow. So we have enough buy side on ES to push higher, and we also generated a SMT here with this low, a 903 low on ES. Same on Nasdaq. And as you can see, support from this failing, and we are approaching towards what? The week, right? That has no price action inside it. And that's what I told you when I started the stream, that I would like to see price trading into the week first and into this upper quadrant, and then aggressively moving higher. We have a small volume imbalance here. Keep that in mind. Do we have a bullish SMT? It failed. The one we had with Nasdaq failed. And very likely we'll have another one. Let me show it to you. So with this low here on ES, let's see. A inversion here on 3-minute chart would be nice. Yes, Reda, we saw it on 3-minute chart. Tapped into volume imbalance. We can use this as an inversion. Let's see if price activates it. So I would like to see this with a stop down here. One contract, two contracts. Okay. We have SMT, midnight opening. Let me check. Oh, we haven't traded into the midnight opening yet. UTC4, everything's good. All right. We haven't traded into the gap, the opening price yet, right? Those who have question about bias, first 10 minutes of the stream we do bias, all right? Later, if you join late, that's on you. I'm not going to answer any question related to the bias afterwards. You join late, you go back, rewind the stream. I really want to see like price stepping into these quadrant levels and before pushing higher. But if it's activate this, I'll take one. I'll take a trade. The correct time zone is UCT4, UCT -4. So on by default, this indicator starts at UTC -5. So probably because of that. Should I go for a trade here, or should I wait to see price trading into this? Seems like we can. Seems like we can trade this with the target up here with two contracts. So I would like to see price closing a body above. All right. If that happens, we'll think about it. We can see target. I'm gonna do a trade with 0.5% risk. Let's see the closure above first. 3-minute has fair value gap as well. Right, 3-minute. Still no closure. Still no activation, right? I'm gonna wait for 9:30 to deliver. Because it's 9:29, I don't execute just 1 minute prior 9:30. The setup will have to be activated like at 925, 926. Still the setup is not activated. 929. So tape read this one, alright. Probably we're gonna miss it. I see price going higher, but very likely I'm gonna miss this one. But tape read it. We have a breaker here as well. See, told you I'm missing this one. We close the body, we are activating this breaker. $9.30. So we close the body above, right? I wanna see this candle respecting the inversion. If it's violating the inversion, then probably we'll have to wait more. And if it's respecting it, the next candle we can also provide a setup. Also, we have a breaker, right? So if price coming up, closing a body above the breaker, I think that's gonna be a signal for us to get in. See, as I outlined and as I told you, it did worked, and I did miss this trade. I wish like they activated the inversion prior 928 or something. A fair value gap here would be nice. So this scenario worked with a stop down here below the inversion, and it delivered a 2-hour scenario with of 30 points. Respecting the breaker here. Let me see if I can still get in. So this, what's our drawn liquidity? Those who don't know, this is this unfilled 4-hour fair value gap is what we are considering as drawn liquidity. What I don't like how Nasdaq, Dow, and ES moving together. respecting the inversion. So far seems like seek and destroy, right? We are chopping. So I'll wait. Seems like I avoided 2 losses, right? By being cautious. And that's honestly totally from experience. We avoided one here. We had a signal, then we had another one. But this one did deliver at the target. Yes, now do we have any fair value gap? Nope, nope. We'll have to wait, folks. We'll have to wait for probably we'll have to wait to see how this news is dropping. 10 o'clock. So let's be a little bit more patient, right? Price action not looking so good for long running trades. See, we came back for this to retest this week. We also haven't retested the opening price, midnight opening price. And if you go and look at ES, has a lot of relative equal lows here. So I think it's best that if we wait for the 10 o'clock news to drop, right? Still respecting the inversion. Look at the bodies. They're all price has weak. Price is going below the inversion but not violating it by closing a body, right? Bodies are respecting this one PD area here, this inversion, very nicely. But not a type of respect that we want to see, right? We prefer price just stepping into the gap and then pushing higher, not like doing retests multiple times like this. Or on 5 minutes, this order block getting respected. I have interest in this order block. Still not activated. I want to see a closure above. That will mean for us to push higher. And I'm going to do one contract here. Well, if we see a closure. If we see a closure, I'm going to do one contract with a stop down here. If we don't see a closure, I'll wait for the news. Still no closure. Yes, yes, outside macro. If price was like activating the order block inside macro price, but it haven't, right? It haven't yet. So if it does, I'm not gonna execute outside macro. If it does that, keep in mind we are tape reading a scenario with a stop just below here, and target is gonna be 80 tick, 40 tick, 40 point. So 2503. Well, if we see a closure above, looks to me bullish. 5-minute chart looking bullish. We have relative equal lows, but for now it looks bullish here. Water black activated. So tape read what I told you. I'm not gonna outline because some people think I'm taking those trades. If I put a RR tool, so that's a signature for us to push higher to this CB from 4-hour chart. Any retest down here for us to get support? We're gonna look for trades inside this macro 950 to 1010. Thirty-second inversion holding price down. Now you all still need to be patient for good setups. Don't hit the button just to feel something. Yes, you're gonna feel impulsive, right? But look at price. It's just shopping, back and forth delivery, right? This is something that we want to avoid as much as we can. Trading into this price zone is very, very less probability, less consistent. It just doing like small moves. Yesterday was such a large range day, so that makes today low probability. Yes, after a large range day, we get to see low range day, low probability choppy price action. Yesterday was so nice. We had, for me, I had 3 winning trades, 2 on stream. Those who haven't watched it, you can go back and watch the stream here. It's recorded. So 2 I took on stream on challenge, and then later at the PM session there was another setup that I took. So it was nice. If we wait, I think we'll find the setup. We'll just have to be patient enough. This inversion getting respected again and again, like very strong support here. If a small fair value capacity inversion, don't think like price will be trading into this. Activating another order block here. These down close candles. Activated the order block. I think this will take us to this CB now. Saw the retest. Price closed the body above. Did the retest at this candle. And pushing for this CB. After that, our next target gonna be this CB from the hourly chart. My mic is cutting it out. I don't know why I have a Wi-Fi problem today. Those who are getting problem, I think 3 to 5 second delay. Those who are complaining about 3 to 5 second delay, I don't know why, because I'm trading on 1 minute, 3 minute chart, so you guys get enough time to like push button. So if you have a problem, then refresh the page. I don't know why my Wi-Fi causing problems, so sorry about that. Order block getting respected. Yes, some of them don't have any problems. From my side, YouTube tells me if I have any problem. All right, let me show it to you. So those who complain about the problem, do you see dropped frames? If this is more than 5%, then it's not watchable. Now this is 1%. You guys have problem, but I don't think like you have a lag more than 1 or 2 seconds. And on YouTube is showing 3 to 5 seconds. So trust me, just refresh your page or check your internet. It's gonna be better. This order block worked. This one outside macro. Still less volatility compared to yesterday. Today we have very less volume here. I think price will be better after the news. Damn, I wanted to take this long, but price never gave a signal inside macro, right? It only respected this inversion, but with much larger wicks. Inside our 950 to 1010 macro, I still see price pushing higher. From if you look at higher time frame, looks bullish to me. Until we tap into this hourly CB. Now this here we have resistance from 50-minute chart. If we're volleying up with order block, and if we break this, I think we're gonna trend higher. I don't see lower price action here. Even though we have relative equal lows, right? Patience, folks. Patience. That's all it takes. Here, I'm gonna be honest, this is where I felt impulsive. At this order block. I felt like pushing button here. It was the end of the macro. But I controlled myself and patience paid out. Otherwise, my stop would have been like down here. That's what I had on my mind. So gonna wait. So remember we were expecting long from here. So those who have problem with bias, all right, go back and when we get done with the stream, go back and watch how I did the bias for today, how I expected bullish price action. And our analysis was one-sided. We only wanted to see price stepping into this quadrant level and then pushing higher. News coming in 8 minutes. 7 minutes. Not mute. When I'm not talking, it just stops my microphone. I don't have a noise cancellation turned on. It's just like that. Do you guys think we can get resistance from here, from this CB. ES seems like has a lot of sell side. Think about candle signs on the daily. We had a big push. After that, we can anticipate a fair value gap to form, right? So while we might have a small push up, we could see heavy resistance. What is candle signs? C4. Not something that I'm familiar with. Let me see what we were mentioning here. We expect to see a fair, yeah, that's very likely gonna be happening here. But red 4-hour chart has much cleaner view and hourly chart compared to the daily chart. Never heard about candle signs though. PC on 3 minute. Sorry, 5 minute chart. 5 minute BC. Also aligning with 3 minute BC with the order block. So keeping an eye at this. What's our dealing range? So this order block must go inside your journal. The way we respected the respect here was a plus. Close the body. That's where we enter. We just stop at the breaker. Sorry, below the order block. And then a push higher. This one did provided a 2-hour scenario. Right? And we're also going to be journaling. We had unfilled fair value gap towards buy side. Alright, so make sure you keep that in your journal. On the daily, why don't you consider the daily inversion fair value gap created yesterday? For me, I see chart station by station, right? So fair value gap here, got price, got support, and it has an order block. All right, so as long as this fair value gap is valid here, I'm gonna expect support for price. Look at the trend. Trend is bullish. If you look at past price behavior, you'll find similar price action of what we are doing right now. See this week, retested into the order block with fair value gap. Couple of down close candles, but still not bearish. We traded into the nearest fair value gap and got support. Here we filled one fair value gap, tapped into the weak, and then getting support. Also remember, if you hear about any war in the world, and if you see America is related with it, stock's gonna fly. All right, so that's something that we get to see very often on chart. Any type of new war starting and America funding it, best for stocks. And go back and you'll see since the Ukraine war, since the Israel and Gaza war, we have been very, very, very bullish. And election year remains very bullish. Those who don't know, go back and backtest 2020 election year. All right, we have similar price action with 2020. We also did a backtesting here of our election year, last election year 2020. So those who haven't watched it, those who are new, watch this backtesting session. So it's gonna be very insightful for you all. So overall, long term, the bias is still remaining bullish. For me to be bearish on daily chart, all right, this is what price will have to fail. So as long as this is here, I'm not gonna be bearish just because I see one down close candle. And I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong because I backtested the whole 2020 and we remained bullish until the election. So something that we repeat every election year. Hi Hydra, you can read my comment in Discord later, please. Juan, what was your comment? So that's our news. Still, I don't see a trade. What was your comment on Discord, Juan? Let me see. Nice execution. Very nice execution from this. I saw it already, this one. Your management was good. Oh, at Ask Hydra. Okay, let me see. Oh, somebody asked me a question here. Okay, mention me again, alright? I can't, I don't seem to be like finding that. Mention me again, kindly. News did nothing, right? So, goes into your journal. Make a folder of this news separately, alright? Each news must have a separate folder. And every single time we release the news, you must be journaling what we did prior to the news and after the news, not just like you are taking a screenshot of what we did at the news. Alright, what we did prior news matters. What we're going to be doing after the news also matters. So both should go into the journal. Each news must have separate folders like CPI, PPI, consumer sentiment, Fed Chair Powell testifying, right? So that way we'll have enough idea how price can deliver inside a high impact news. All right, price sees this CPI, FOMC, NFP as same, and other low impact news just like this, UOM, consumer sentiment, PPI are not much volatile, right? Like this, right? So price behaves similar with PPI, consumer sentiment, and unemployment claims. I have journal of I showed an example of the journal here inside our mentorship group. That's how you must journal, like hour by hour. You are not just like journaling a pattern because a pattern has no significance. You must journal what happened prior to the macro, why the setup was valid, what price did prior activating the setup, right? Because it's not just a pattern that price will repeat. Price will repeat the whole scenario. Today seems like we will have to be a lot more patient, right? Usually we get to see something by now, but today nothing that made us even think to go for a trade. We had multiple signals here, but not so high probability. Now this is the order block that I'm not interested into. If price comes back up, right, and activates it, I'm not interested because we are not at discount of the range. We are at premium, and we had a nice move towards buy side. We'll have to wait today, folks. We gotta wait. So today I'll be dropping a lecture for you all about the breaker. All right, I got a lot of requests on about that inside our group. So though, if you have anything in mind that you want to suggest to me, that you want to see inside our Discord, right, you can refer to me here about the content, about the stream ideas. And today I'll be dropping a lecture on how to spot a high probability and low probability breaker. See, we have multiple unfilled fair value gaps, so not interested into these order blocks at all to go for a long. We also tapped into our CB here. We have target, we have reason to push higher still, right? This is our discount of the range, sorry, premium of the range, premium of this 4 hour, sorry, hourly dealing range from this high candles body to this low. Here is the premium coming at 26.38. No, I'm not gonna do mentorship again. Probably next year, but not. I don't have any plans for this year. This year we are only gonna be doing this live streaming group. I'm gonna release more contents here. So not mentorship is not opening until next year probably. There is a small order block in 15 minutes on the left. Usually we see a little rejection from the close from those order blocks when we sell off like that. We have a 15-minute what? 15-minute order block. Oh, this one, that's why I have an alert here. And I think I already showed you guys earlier, right? This fair value gap with this order block can work as a resistance. Also premium of the range, so price can have a week and still respect the order block. No, the content for 2024 is not over. I promise I'm gonna drop content this weekend. SMT, with no, not looking for any SMT yet. All right, not really interested into shorts today. I see we remaining bullish, so interested into longs, and still don't see any of those trades. Anything that I wanna take. Now yesterday was very nice. Yesterday was very, very nice. The day before that was also nice. Remember day prior CPI. Wednesday was really well. We did tape reading. I think I have the stream available. Let me check. On 7th. 10th we did that. So this is the stream, right? Remember this price action? We had multiple nice calling. So we had Wednesday high probability, Thursday high probability, and Friday seems like with very less volume. Where can I email you? I created an indicator that you can turn on when you are tape reading only. That's a way people aren't confused with then you are tape reading or not. Gonna be very, very insightful, surely. Those who have any question, concern, and wanna contact me personally, this is my email. I'm not active on Discord messages, on Telegram, or on Twitter. You're not gonna find me on any of those. I don't use them. All right, they're just active. You will, if you have any queries, questions, you will find me here. And for those who wanna ask public questions, you can also ask me here at Ask Hydra. I'll get back to you as soon as possible here. Macro over. We did nothing. We did nothing. It's your choice to take a trade or not. Be not here for a signal, but to learn. Yes. It's not really my choice. You know, it depends on price. I'll have to be patient enough. It's not gonna be every day when price gonna provide a setup with my strategy, right? Those who believe like every day is a trading day, you guys are very, very wrong. Found turtle soup with SMT or at 9:35 could be only one entry for AM session until now. Yes, this is the only trade that was here. This inversion, if you're executing from this inversion or from this order block, we also had a mitigation block here, this one. So price gave like two signals to engage. None of them were high probability to me. Now this one appeared outside macro. This one was high probability. Few points away from weekly open. Yes. Those who are new, use this indicator to know the opening prices rather than drawing it on your own. ICT everything. Yes, it works on gold as well. Also, a 50-minute fair value gap is about to print. Yes. This candle closing at 1 minute. 50-minute will have a gap, right? So it makes more sense to push higher than going lower. The volume imbalance would have been a nice entry before New York Open. I was thinking about taking a trade if we tapped into this. If we had have tapped into this upper quadrant or consumer encroachment. I wasn't expecting a support from here, if you remember. But price did. Respect to the inversion, but look at the price action. So that's what made us to think like it's gonna chop. Then price moved higher. So price did a little bit of manipulation, right? Do we have SMT? Seems like we're gonna activate a breaker or something. Do we expect price to go back into the 50-minute BC before proceeding higher? Yes. Yes, that's what I'm expecting. Tapping into the BC here. This is the low of the BC, high of the BC. New 50-minute candle. So not seeing this as a breaker, rather I see this as a total swoop down here. I'm expecting support. Also expecting support from here. This is gonna be, now this area here is 0.5% of this gap. How many of you are feeling impulsive? If you're feeling impulsive, stop. Alright, we still have a whole PM session left. You don't have to force the setup at AM. If I don't find anything at AM, we'll stream the power hour. Alright, 320 to 340 and 350 to 410. That macro. Looks like we're activating a breaker, right? But drop down to the 30-second and you will see how many targets we have up here in a form of equal high. So what did I told you guys? That never go for a short when we have multiple relative equal highs like this. Never go for a long when you have multiple relative equal lows like this. Alright, that make our trade low probability. Expecting support from this order block. That's our 0.5% of 50-minute gap. Nope, still no trades for me, just tape reading. Today my head has been in a bad place due to a family incident beginning of a week. And I traded with anger from the situation, so I'm taking today off. Mark pointed out a very nice psychological thing here, right? So when trading, when you're opening chart, you will have to be emotionally stable. Like you cannot be angry and then come and trade. Now trading is not something like you can learn and you see a pattern and then you execute, right? It's not like that. You'll have to align a lot of things. You'll have to be calm. You'll have to avoid low probability setup. There are some signals that price gives, but they're not like the actual signal. Price is just manipulating, right? So all that you will have to go through. And when your mind is not right, like when you are emotionally not stable, you fuck all that and you just want to be like feel good. You want to make sure that you feel good because in real life you have problem. You want to make some money, right? And that's when market really hurts you a lot. I've been there. I think everybody who is trading been there. Very normal, but when you feel that, just avoid looking at chart or trading that day. For me, that's why I don't engage in any negativity on social media. That fucks up my mind. Like no types of negative post, troll, nothing that I engage on. We come here to make money. We make money. That's it. We have a life in real world, right? Some people, I don't know why they have so much time to like go on internet and troll others, and I don't think that make money. Those traders like who really make money, they're not on social media. If they are, not so active, right? So expecting turtle soup here, expecting SMT down here. Not bearish. Those who are thinking this is relative equal low, yes, this is relative equal low, but this seems to me very mitigated. All right, and again, I told you if price is going above this consolidation phase, remember I told you this is a consolidation phase that price will be using for support. Price closes the body above. I told you to wait for a closure on a 50-minute chart. Look at the closure, and then price use this as a support. So a lecture very likely I'm gonna drop very soon for you all. How to trade, how to like look at consolidation phases. Thanks everyone. My dad passed away Monday. It was a bad idea for me to try and trade. Sorry for you. Sorry for your loss. I can feel that, Mark. So it's best like if you take the day off, right? Otherwise it's completely gonna be, your trades are completely gonna be based on emotion. Oh damn, I wanna take a trade from here. I would like to see a fair value gap right here that we can use as an inversion. I don't want to engage just from the order block because still no confirmation that if price gonna be using this as a support. Right, so really want to see some type of fair value gap here that will help us to get in. For me, my uncle passed away like recently, and after that I took a break for 1 week. I did streamed, but I wasn't taking any trades on my live account. I was remaining on demo like that. And if you really care for those person, right, it really affects a lot. I don't see anything on 1 minute, but we have an inversion on 30-second chart. Don't really trust it much. I prefer to see something on 1 minute chart. See, we are getting support, right? So we had a bias that told us that we are going to expect support from here rather than resistance from the breaker. We closed above. Should I go for a trade here? Are we inside the macro? I'm gonna take one contract here, alright? We just stop just down here. So look at the stop. And TP is gonna be up there. Let's see. First trade of the day. Looks to me a setup, so willing to worth giving a shot. Let's see. If it's not working, then probably I'll be streaming at PM today. First trade of the day. Let's see. Order block activated. Expecting price to remain bullish. Look at my risk. Now one contract was giving me 0.25% risk. So that's what I usually go with on my on my funded account. Alright, live account, funded account risk is always 0.25% for me. Sometimes, depend on the setup, I do 0.5%, but not more than that. Last line of defense gonna be this fair value gap. So that's why the stop is below the fair value gap. I see relative equal highs on ES.
Which app do you want to use?
So ES is also indicating bullish price action. Seems like it's gonna work out. Let's wait. We are not holding if price violating this gap here. Respecting the fair value gap still. $10.29. Usually the move comes at 10.30. So either our stop is getting hit or we are seeing a distribution towards buy side at 10.30. If price is not moving after 10.30, then we are in a low probability scenario. New 50-minute candle. Expecting support. Now. Visible SMT with yes. Alright, stop gonna remain at the same place. Still expecting bullish price action. Just because we see SMT, not gonna break us, not gonna make us close our trade. Alright. I'm expecting that SMT to fail and Nasdaq to push higher. Higher time frame looking bullish. Let's see, folks. Let's see what it does. So far, chopping. And there's gonna be a move for 40. If I'm closing it here, 130 points. Get ready to take some secure some partials here. All right. I'm gonna trail my stop very soon. Put that W in the chat. Those who secured partial, put that W in the chat. We waited for so long, right? Eventually our patience paid out. Eventually our patience paid out. 80 tick. Move your stop to break even. Now let's take this screenshot. People on Twitter tell me like I don't take these trades with you all. And what I do, just block them. You know, there's like minimum, I think thousands of people are on my block list on Twitter. For me, I don't even tolerate a single negative comment. It doesn't matter who you are. Even if you're my student, you're getting blocked. So we're going to make this stream public for the people on Twitter so that they can see how patient we are. We remain inside when we are trading, right? And there goes the screenshot that will go on Twitter. Done. Done for the day. Done for the day. Put the W in the chat. Put the W in the chat. Let me see those likes on the stream, guys. Let me see those likes on the stream, all right? Those who enjoyed the patience. Those who appreciate it. Let me see those W's in the chat. We secured 30 points, 120 ticks. Only 22 likes. What are we doing, guys? 200 people watching and only 22 likes. It's not even 10%. Nah, like that's not cool, guys. Like after such a nice delivery, like this week was very nice on stream. We had a winning trade today. We had 2 winning trade yesterday. We had multiple callings to TP the day before CPI. Only 1 day was lost. Prior to that, we had winning day here. Everything is recorded, folks. All right. And then prior to that, we had 3 trades, 2 W, 2 losing days, then again W. So I think the max losing day that I go through is 2, right? Then here again 4 setups, 2 W, 4 setups, 1 partial. So those who are new, all right? And somebody requested me like to drop the winning trades that I take as a recording in a separate channel. Guys, everything is recorded. If I have a winning trade on stream, right, with you all, a winning calling, I'm mentioning it here. All you have to do, open the stream, watch it from the time, and you will understand. See, as far as you can go back 5, I think I've been streaming for 6 months here now, and every single stream for last 6 months is recorded. So a lot of data for those who want to study, all right? For those who want to complain, they will always find something to complain. We have stream available from February 2nd, 2024. Yes, February 12, 2024. All right. Not like other other services where I delete the stream. Nothing like that. Also share your execution, guys. All right. I forgot to tell you, share your execution. Let me see those execution. Some of you took this trade. I thought like nobody took it. Manuel Chuva, very nice from here. We're gonna wait for 10:50 macro. All right. Nothing to do now. Nothing to do this 10 minutes. We're gonna wait. Very nice. C4. Very nice. Very nice. I'm up $2,000 already today on my live account. With this trade, I took another trade at 8:30. I showed you guys the screenshot of that, right? So very nice day for me. Couple of months ago, 2 years ago, earning $2,000 was so hard. Right from work. So hard. It used to take me like 3 weeks to make that, 3 weeks plus overtime. Because if I was not doing overtime, then I was making 2,600 Canadian dollar, which was very, very, very less. Sometimes hard to know for sure when you enter the challenges off screen. When I was watching the recording, you will have to put some work from your side, Mike, right? And when I'm taking that trade on my live account, I trade with wanda.com, forex.com. I'm using my laptop. All right, so I can't show you that, and it's something personal that I do. But every single time I'm taking a trade out of screen, I'm mentioning to you all that I'm taking it. I'm interested into this scenario. All you have to do, use your brain 10% and make sure that you have something similar on mind with me. If you have, go for that trade. That's all it requires, right? What macro do you pay attention to? 950 to 1010, 1020 to 1040. This is our silver bullet macro, and 1050 to 1110. This is the last macro for our AM session. Your backtesting video and during the live is invaluable. Your method is effective, and you are the first to ever do that and offer it with your videos. Thank you for sharing your knowledge in the live. I appreciate it. Appreciate those comments, guys. All right. And those who are interested to see how we perform long term with our model, right? Highly recommend them to watch this backtesting session this weekend. We are waiting until 10:50. Bro Hydra, don't you make 25k or just off the Discord? Not 25, a little bit more than that. Not off the Discord. Like Discord makes more than that. I have courses that I sell. I also make some money from Twitter. So on average, from Twitter, I can pull out like 1,500, 1,000. So in a month, just from like offering mentorship, offering teaching and signal service stream, I can easily pull out 50k in USD. So that's like so much, right? I'm honest about that all the time. I tell my student to go on social media, make yourself public. Those who think like you wanna do long term in trading, all right. Those who see future for like you wanna trade, I think you guys should open yourself to social media platforms. Right? So you'll have to like trading becomes much easier when you are not caring about the money, trust me. And the moment you trade because you want to make money and you completely rely on trading, it really becomes hard to be consistent. I'm not telling you cannot like win 5 or 6 trades. I'm talking about being consistent requires a mind that is not thinking about money when you are looking for a trade. You need a mind that is clear, especially not thinking about the money and on logic, thinking about the logic, right? Thinking about the narrative and all the other things that you guys see on me every day on chart. Right? So those who complain complain about the people who make money from like teaching, they're so freaking losers. Our mentor ICT, I don't know, like those who are new, probably you guys don't know, he once told us on a Twitter space like he made more from teaching than he did from trading. Now this is coming from someone who we all consider as mentor, right? ICT, who we learned everything like this. And it's because like when you can show the skill to the people, people will throw money at you. Always remember that. Keep that in mind. Make yourself visible to social media. If you have a skill, people will see it, people will appreciate it, and you will be able to open another income stream. Those who troll, those who think this is something negative, just block them, avoid them. All right, they will still live poor. Zero attention to negativity. All the attention to as much money as you can pull out from anything that you can do, right? My win rate is 48% and my normal risk is 0.35%. But when I lose, I hold the position and lose 1 to 2%. How can I change it, you will have to now you are doing that because you don't trust it, right? You are not confident enough in your stop loss management. So you will have to make yourself confident. How do you do it? Through backtesting session 1. And that's why I offer my students live backtesting session. It's not like pre-recorded. No, it's not like it's not a backtesting session that I did previously. 100% honesty there, and that will be helping you a lot. Go through the backtesting session we did already. Watch how I was managing my stop, and every single time it's safe. It's a little bit different because of the PDAs that coming with the pattern, but it's usually the same. So we'll have a good understanding. And also on stream, watch how I mark last line of defense. Right? So last line of defense is what, if price is violating that PDA, price is going to be bearish. So last line of defense gives the bias. And usually you will see me doing that on higher time frame like 5 minute, 15 minute or hourly chart. My higher time frame last line of defense always comes from hourly or 4-hour chart. Lower time frame inter macro last line of defense, like suppose I want to go for a long in this macro. So what's going to violate me looking for a long on from 5 minute chart? This is something that you will have to keep in mind. The first thing that you will have to keep in mind is it's not the pattern that works, right? So the moment you understand that it's not the pattern that works, you see chart differently. What is making price to move higher or lower? It's the swing high, swing lows. That's it. Everything else is just a way for us to get in, right? Keep that in mind always, guys. Honestly, those who think it's a PDA or it's a pattern like inversion, me you will see on Twitter like promoting pattern, promoting like, if you go and look at my tweets, I will say this is because of this pattern I was able to quit 9 to 5, but it's not the pattern. People want to see the writing like a pattern did that, right? People want to believe that. That's why I do that. But when you come and see my stream, it's never a pattern that I'm looking for. It's the narrative, where price should go, why it should move higher. When it was dropping lower, remember I told you I'm not going to be bearish. I'm not going to consider this as a breaker. Right? Why did I do that? I also showed you the logic why I was not expecting this to turn into a breaker. Because of the relative equal highs. Right? This is something that I taught my mentorship student. How can you know that price can respect a PDA, a fair value gap order block before price steps into the PDA? That's how you know it. All right? When price is reaching for that PDA, what was price reaching for? 5 minute fair value gap, right? And if I'm expecting support from 5 minute fair value gap, if higher time frame is telling me that I'm bullish, what am I gonna look for? When price is reaching for that bullish fair value gap, I would like to see price generating relative equal highs. Did it do that here? Always remember, when price leaving more than 2 swing high as equal high or equal lows, that's a zone price will come back to provide liquidity. Makes sense? And here we have more than 2 swing high. This is a swing high. This is a swing high. That's another swing high. Another one here. Right, so multiple swing highs that are relatively equal to each other. First signal came from this inversion. Remember, I told you I'm not trusting this 30-second inversion. I need a confirmation from 1 minute chart. And when did this confirmation came? Once we closed above the order block. Very, very specific signature. You put your stop below, you trade target 2R. I think we targeted, our stop was down here, 15 point, and we closed at, yeah, we did more than 2R, I think 2.2, 2.5 R, right? There's nothing wrong for charging dollar or making for something that you, trust me, 99% of the people, if they can see skill in you, they will appreciate you. They will love to learn from you. Those who are negative, they are only 0.01%. I was on a call in office meeting, pushed the button while I was presenting as this setup on my other screen looked juicy, and within minutes closed it for $800. Making money is so easy, right? That's crazy. ICT made from teaching. I don't know. He has been trading for 30 years. He should be making a lot from trading. No, no, no. Lutoloto, like making money from teaching is crazy. And it multiples every single day, because every single day, every single week, every single month, new people are coming. And it's not just like 10 people, 20 people. You're getting hundreds. Imagine being ICT. You will have hundreds of people. So suppose on average, right? If I'm gonna be honest here, I'm gonna let you guys know like how much I make from my Discord every week. I can pull out easily $10,000 every week from my Discord. So how many people are joining each week? Now this is not something like I'm earning from your money. This is something that I'm making from the people who are joining every day, right? So if I can make that every week, now imagine being ICT, you will have minimum I think 500 people joining every week. So he was charging $300 as the first deposit, as far as I can remember, 300 USD, and then $200 per month, I think, 200 or 150. So per month, if 500 people joining every week, that's $100,000 per week. And he told us he made millions every month just from teaching, just from the course. Even Larry Williams has a course, right? If he was so good at trading, then why is he has a mentorship? He's still doing the mentorship. If you guys go, you guys can enroll yourself into the Larry Williams mentorship. He's the mentor of ICT, right? Why he has that? He has most return in the world, 11,000%. His daughter has second most return in the whole industry. Why he does that? It's easy. It's easy to pull out money from the teaching. And I'm being honest here, like, right? Some people are not gonna be honest about that. I'm really honest. I encourage people to do that. Encourage my students to do that. So looking for a trade right now. Last macro for the day, 10:50 to 11:10. HYDRA, how did you start marketing yourself? What was your initial step? I was just posting on Twitter. I had no intention of teaching whatsoever back in 2022 when I first opened my Twitter account for ICT. I just wanted to like see what ICT doing, engage on to it. Then I started sharing my trades, and that's the only thing that I did, like explaining my charts, why I was taking this trade, what trade that I took, all those stuff. So it in like in a year, my Twitter account is I think 1.5 year old. I think 2 year, probably more than 1.5 year. And then I started streaming on YouTube for free. So I like followed what ICT told me. He was telling us like to do signal service, right? He was not interested us to like go into teaching because that's what he does. So I followed his advice. I started streaming on YouTube, and I did that for 6-7 months. People saw me, found me insightful, just like some of you found, right? And that's how I grow the audience. I'm 23, turning 24. So can we still push higher? For you to know that, you'll have to go on higher time frame. We are at the premium of the range, right? Remember I measured it from this swing high to the low. So we are coming back to the premium of the range. Do you invest in anything? Yes, I've been investing in real estate since last year. I'm also invested into stocks, Canadian stocks. These are the two things that I'm doing other than trading and teaching. Think we just touched the 4-hour breaker. Yes, watching this, we have resistance here. All right, we are at the premium of the range, and we haven't like had any bearish delivery yet. So I'm interested to see price trading back into this fair value gap. All right, so I'm interested to see a bearish scenario here that will take us to this, and we have a breaker, a high probability breaker. So this is a lecture I'm gonna drop today. All right, I'm gonna drop the lecture. Let me show it to you. Where is that? Not this. I already made. Not this. I don't know. Where is it? Probably on my other computer. So I made a lecture, nice lecture for you all. I think you guys will appreciate it. To identify like the high and low probability breaker. This is a high probability breaker that came with stop hunted board reaction. Buy side was delivered, sell side was delivered, and then the breaker got activated. So very, very high probability as a breaker. So gonna expect support from here again. So this is gonna be the last line of defense. If this is breaking, then probably we're gonna be remaining bearish until we get to PM. All right, so that's gonna be the support area. Is there a place where to see all macros and times you use? I'm gonna upload a lot of contents this weekend. I have a lot of things, lot of videos to make. These are the things, these are the videos I'm gonna make this weekend and make available for you all. Review of yesterday and today's price action. Steps to a consistent daily bias. That's gonna be a lecture. Types of breaker. That's dropping today. That's gonna drop tomorrow. These two videos are gonna drop tomorrow, and this is for our 2024 workshop. AMD cycle 6 AM model. Beside the psychology, my favorite thing I've learned is the 930 macro. I think it's the best R2R out there, and I'm pretty comfortable trading it most days. Yes. Now, I think you were inside. You were inside our mentorship, Blue Toloto, right? I did a lecture about 930, and there I went deeply about how 930 behaves. And we also did a backtesting session only about 930 macro. Remember? So if you were inside mentorship, go back and watch those, right? If you did, then good. If not, then that will give you a very deep insight about this 920 and 40 macro. You from Canada? No, I'm from Bangladesh, but I've been living in Canada for 8 years. Is it okay to tag you on setups? Yes, yes. I'll appreciate it if you do a tag. I'll comment below. No, no. If I take a trade at AM and I'm winning, I'm not streaming PM. I only stream PM when I have not taken any trades at AM session. For me, the limit is 2 trades max every day, max on a single account. Now that we closed above the hourly CB, are you interested at that at all, or just focusing on the 1 minute breaker block? Just focusing at the 1 minute breaker block. And when we are dropping, right, when we are reaching for this fair value gap, I want to see similar scenario that we did here. Remember when we dropped for the fair value gap, we generated equal highs and we left it. And that's what we are doing here, and that's what I would like to see until we drop here. Multiple relative equal highs will be a signature from price telling us that we are bullish and we want to move higher. Here's the next backtesting session scheduled. We will do that soon. Those who are still inside mentorship, right? There are a couple of students who are inside, and with those who haven't watched this lecture, make sure you do watch this lecture here about 930. We had 920 to 940 lecture and then a backtesting session with it. I think majority of you haven't watched it yet. I see only a couple of reaction. Yeah, that's what I also told you guys inside the mentorship, that at 9:30 it's best if you wait for a 2-stage delivery, right? 1-stage delivery happens, but 2-stage is more high probability as we get to see the Judas and the move afterwards, right? So what you are doing is good. Small ES SMT here. We got a SMT. Not interested into that as bearish SMT. We have a SMT here at the high, and price is leaving equal highs, right? Drop down to 30-second. More than 2 swing highs are making relative equal highs. One, another one, another one. So I would like to see price tapping into this PC, into the breaker. And if it does that inside this macro, I'm going to take another trade. If not, then we're going to be done for today. Hydra, did you ever join ICT's private mentorship? No, I found ICT in 2021. I never got a chance to join it. He closed it in 2021. So like bought his pirated mentorship copy in 2022, but never got a chance to join it. I learned from YouTube for free, and some of the mentorship content I watched from his YouTube prior he made it public. Now it's public. 2016 17 mentorship content is public on YouTube. Do you trade inside a corporation? What do you mean, corporation? I trade with oandaforex.com. And yes, my company is licensed, HYDRA LLC, so I also show that. So if you mean that, if I'm adding like trading into my business, yes. Not like showing them separately that I'm trading. Government is together. Okay, so the setup never got validated. Now interested in a short. All right, see this fair value gap. If this turns into inversion, that's gonna be the signal for us to expect a market structure shift. Both of this. The target gonna be this unfilled BC from 5 minute. I think it was on 5 minute. Yes, this one here. 3 minute chart, yes. 25.94. Okay, so we're gonna be outside macro. I don't think like price gonna activate this setup inside macro. Alright folks, so that's gonna be it. We only found one setup today. That's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed our stream. If you did, give it a rewatch at this time inside 1020 to 1040 macro. Make sure you understood how I took this trade, how I predicted this move. Also, our bias was a plus today. We were not bearish, remember? We were not bearish just because we saw a one down close candle on daily chart. I think I was very, very nice with the bias. I was one-sided. I was expecting support from this fair value gap. Also outlined why price should move higher. If you guys remember, outlined the breaker and told you it's okay if price is trading into the week and getting support. This is higher time frame. This is daily chart. Price don't have to like go back, reach to the order block body to get support. And I also showed you the example why I was expecting support from here. You will have to look at past price behavior. All right, what price did previously, very likely gonna price continue doing that. Those who were just trading a pattern expected resistance from this inversion, where I never taught you to mark an inversion like this. Remember, if you are looking for a market structure shift, price will have to close a candle body below all this fair value gap, right? And then you can consider this is a inversion. Some of you marked this and expected resistance from here. You did wrong. So make sure that you understood the bias, how I did that. We predicted bias successfully, not only today. Throughout the whole week, our bias was nice. Yesterday, our bias was A+. The day before that, A+. Only, I think, on July 9th, we had a wrong bias. So, very nice week. Closing it here. Done for today. Until I catch you tomorrow or today with a lecture. Be safe. Don't overtrade. Be patient. And I'll catch you guys on weekend with a lecture again. Until I do, take care, good luck, good trading, and peace.